What is up, my Little Deinos? Vepsis here, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are finally back for the UBL Season 5 Week 5 battle when we go up against Ultraplayer and his team with the West Virginia Miniors. We are actually tied with our record exactly with being undefeated thus far, 4-0 and plus 13 differential. And as you're gonna be noticing, there wasn't a Week 4 battle. My opponent Frosted decided that she will forfeit the game. Therefore, I moved on from that week as a 3-0 forfeit win for myself. And besides that week, we also had a bye week due to the fact that the DLC, the second one, the Crown Tundra, came out. So because of that, we took a 1 week break so everyone had a chance to play the game. And this is basically gonna be the second half of the UBL Season 5. And going to this battle, I'm not gonna be bringing my best team. This is gonna be kind of like a B team. I would like to hope to win still with this team in itself, and therefore make it easier for me to make the playoffs, but I expect Ultraplayer to definitely make the playoffs. As you can see, both of us having this record, and there's not gonna be a bye week or anything. You have to be just a top 8 seed in the 16 courses throughout the standings in itself. So I want to make sure at least I'm in it, and I don't reveal too many cards versus the people that I expect to make the playoffs. And kind of try to see if I can learn anything from them based on the teams that they are bringing and how serious were they going into this. So I expect Ultraplayer to have some sort of eagerness for sure to beat me, because he hasn't actually beaten me before in Draft League format, and he has been relatively unlucky a couple of times. Definitely the last one for sure was unlucky for him when we played him in the GDL Season 2. When he missed the Focus Blasters with his Choice Specs Hydreigons. So I expect him want to get finally that win and get over the hump in that sense, but that could play into my hands if that's the case, because that would mean that he probably has to bring a pretty decent team to do so. So either way, I'm hoping to have a close and fun battle, and until we are back for the team review and we get to see his team of 6, I'll be right back. And speaking of that, check down below in the description my opponent as well as the team page from each side so you can see the matchup. But now I'll look up from here and we are gonna be coming back as the battle will be starting. Alright, we are back after some technical difficulties with the servers, but hopefully this one will go smoothly regards to that. And good luck and have fun to Ultraplayer. Hopefully we're gonna have a nice and close battle. Let's see what he decides to bring. He decides to bring Arcanine, Jirachi, Rillaboom, Hawlucha, Clawitzer, and Triplim. The last two are slightly surprises. The first 4 definitely aren't. I thought I would see something like Galarian Weezing, for example, at least over one of the last 2. But starting from here, who do I like as a lead? I could lead with my Rose Red, because I actually kind of hate the Clawitzer as a lead. And I might just lead with that, to be honest. If he leads with the Jirachi, it's gonna be a little bit scary, but I might have to Stun Spore it to paralyze it down. The Rose Raid's role is pretty minor in this game, barring dealing with the Clawitzer. So I guess that's not minor, it's pretty important as well. But I'll lock in with that and see what he's gonna be leading with. He has several choices. His Rocker would be Jirachi if he even brought one. As a remover, it would be either Triplim or Hawlucha, but there's a good chance they won't be. Hawlucha is gonna be by far the biggest threat, obviously, and that's what I have Rocky Helmet Slowpoke for. So that combined Rocky Helmet into Psychic should ideally kill it, depending on his spread. Centiskorch is there to help with Jirachi, and the Arcanine Noivern is there for the Rillaboom. Bandit Digger's piece is doing its own thing. Rose Raid is there to soft check the Clawitzer and hopefully land a Stun Spore with the Wide Lens on Jirachi upcoming switch. And Zeraora is kinda unique set with the Resto, Chesto, Toxic, Krasnot and Discharge in itself as a special set. But let's see what my opponent decides to lead with and go from there. Ideally we get a good matchup, but we actually do not get the good matchup, so this is absolutely atrocious for me, as he reveals to be intimidated with the Arcanine. Alright, so he wanted to lead with this, and I'm gonna be swapping to Slowpoke. This thing could definitely have Toxic, but as you can see in my set, I don't really care about Toxic, and I have Rocky Helmet to chip this thing down if he could choose to go for Flare Pitch. But I expect him to click Toxic, Crunch, or Teleport. It's one of the 3. For sure. As he just goes for the flare bits, he doesn't worry about going for anything else. As we're gonna be taking that just fine, and he's gonna be taking just a little bit of recoil. So from here, what do I wanna go for? I could go for the Psychic, I could go for the Skull to fish a burn ideally as well. Or I could try to swap into my Rose Raid, because I don't expect him to stay in. He will swap into Glitzer, or he's gonna swap into the Rillaboom. So I'll make the double. Very aggressive double early on, but I don't expect him to stay in. And if I get Rillaboom or the Glitzer on a switch, I can go for a aggressive play with the Stun Spore into Jirachi. And if I get the Jirachi paralyzed, that would be great for me. And let's see what he's gonna be doing from here. He does swap out. Now let's see either Rillaboom. I cannot recognize his nicknames yet. As it's gonna be Jirachi, so this is the worst case scenario for myself. But here I have to dedicate myself to Stun Spore, because I don't know what this thing is. And off this chance it's a Calm Mindset, I have to make sure. He does go for the Psychic Shock right from the get-go. I would like to think I'll live this. And we do live it. Please land the Stun Spore. As we do. Beautiful. Okay, so that worked out for me. Thank goodness we lived that hit. Okay. We got that one off. Now I do have to recover at some point if possible. But now, I think I'll just go into the Centiscope. That's your roll. And luckily enough, we do happen to live that hit. I don't know what kind of roll that would have been. But I was hoping that he would do something else other than the Psy-Shocking, if I'm being honest. He just goes for it again. Let's see what kind of damage this is gonna be doing. It's gonna do decent chunk. But here I think knockoff is free for me to go for. So I will go just for that. And eliminate one of these items either from Arcanine Boots. Even though I don't have assets, it's nice to get rid of them at least. As he does swap out. And it's gonna be the Arcanine. So fair enough from his side. I don't really mind this at all. And I could just get to go for the knockoff here and get some chip damage on this thing. As that doesn't seem to me to be... I mean, I guess it could still be physically defensive. It didn't do that much, in all fairness. I could just go into my Slowbro. What is the worst case scenario he could do? Double into Jirachi. I think that's the worst case scenario. I could go into my Noivern. I could also rest here, because he cannot do, in fairness, too much to me. So I'll go for the rest to keep myself healthy. As he does go for the Morning Sun, so we both had the same idea from here on out. And me going for the rest. I wonder who does he go into. He might go into the Glitzer next. That could definitely be a play from his side. And if he does that, I'm in a pretty bad spot, if I'm being honest. So, do I just want to go into Zeraora hard on this? Just to be able to get some damage off on him. I could also go into Diggersby or Noivern. Or straight into my Rose Raid as well. I don't think he stays in. I'm gonna make a very aggressive play yet again with my Rose Raid. This could be very bad, as he seems to stay in. So this wasn't the most ideal for me. He probably went for the Crunch then. Yeah, he went for the Crunch, so I sacked my Rose Raid for no reason. So the Glitzer will be a problem from here on out. But who do I go into now? I think I'll just go into my Slowbro. I go into my Slowbro. And probably just click Scout. That was pretty bad how I played my Rose Raid. I was really expecting the Glitzer to come in. But now I think I'll just go for the Scald or Psychic. I don't really worry about the Jirachi yet too much. So I think I'll go for the Psychic, doing more damage to the Glitzer if it happens to come in. It's gonna be Richu, which I don't know which one you are. Okay, you're the Rillaboom. So I get a little bit more damage. I'm giving up on the chance of getting the... I'm giving up chance to get the burn with the Scald. But I do get nice damage off on him. Okay, that's pretty good for me. Now he knows that I have Noivern in the back, so he could very well just go for the U-turn here. But I think Noivern is always my best call. If the Glycer comes in, that's pretty bad. But I think I have to just swap into my Serra Aura and tank the hit and go from there. Well, let's see. He's Rocky Helmet on it, alright. As he does go for the Knocko, so he doesn't bother predicting too much in that sense. So we get that one off for us. I could go for the U-turn, just to keep the initiative. I could also go for the Super Fang, to guarantee damage on something else. Which I think I will do. I'll go for the Super Fang. I don't think the Drifblim would come in. Unless it's dedicated to deal with this thing, but that would be kinda... not something I would expect to happen. He does go for the Stella, which is the Arcanine. Okay, so ideally I force him to go for the Morning Sun here. As we do land it, which is pretty nice for us. So I get that one off. I expect him to go for the Morning Sun here. So what I'll do is that I go for the U-turn and proceed from there. I could block my Scarf with my Diggersby and go into it next. Because if he's max HP, he should still die to the high horsepower. So that I do have that going for myself. But I'm also risking him having close combat or hitting hard with me with the Flare Bits. So we'll see how this is gonna end out. Me losing the Rose Red is definitely not ideal, because I think the Glycer became a lot bigger of a threat depending on his set. So I have to be kind of proactive how to play around it. But here I feel like I kind of wanted to go into Diggersby and just go for a U-turn. I'm gonna make an aggressive call and say that, you know what? You're not I'm a Choice Scarf variant, so you should not stay in. And I will get rid of this thing. He does go for the play rough. And he gets the attack drop, so we are not staying in at this point. We are not staying in. Thankfully it didn't do too much, so we are gonna be just swapping out immediately. And we're now going to the slow pro. Now I won't bother thinking about it too much. Now we are not bothering to think too much. I think with that attack drop he will probably stay in, because he doesn't have much for the Diggersby unless he swaps. Like if he swaps into the Rillaboom, it's actually a pretty good neutral play to him. But it also keeps this Arcanine low if he does that. And then I think my Noivern can pick it up or something else on my team. So if he does make that double, it might be just fine for us. But this is like I'm definitely not being happy how I played the early game. I was fortunate that I lived the Psy Shock from the Chiratsi and I land the Stun Spore. I did have wide lens, so it's better than 75% accurate. As he does swap out, it's probably the Rillaboom, which is gonna be a good neutral crown play, as it is for him, so good play from his side. He covered the fact if I'm Choice Scarf, he's not taking unnecessary damage, and he covered the slow pro as well, so kudos on him. But he has seen that my Noivern has been the play thus far, and the Crashy thingy ended, so I feel like staying in honestly as he goes for the U-turn. So I go for the Psychic. I think he stays in, yeah. He stays in, he's gonna take the Rocky Helmet damage here. Yep. So that's a nice little chip for me. And now he's probably gonna go into Chiratsi, but any damage on that thing is fine for me. It was just better that I kept my crown, but also damaging this thing will be really nice. So we get the Psychic off on him, which is really nice. And from here, I might have to use my Serra Aura as a pivot, because I have recovery on it. Which I think I will do. I have Resto Chesto on it, so I will use this as an opportunity to pivot around this. And then I just might go for the Toxic, predicting the... As he does go for the Dark Pulse, don't be Specs. It doesn't seem to be Specs, so that's good for me. Now I could go for the Discharge as well, because it's very free. If the Rillaboom comes. It is very free if the Rillaboom comes. I think I go for the Toxic predicting the Rillaboom. I think that's his answer for this thing. I feel like that's his answer, and I don't think he would stay in. The only reason he would stay in if he's Wacomberry, as he does stay in, okay. So he gets this one right. Hopefully I live the following hit. If I don't, this is gonna be really bad. It's gonna be really bad. Flip turn. Okay, he used this as a pivot. Okay, that's okay. I can still heal this thing up, and I got that thing on a timer, so it's gonna be worn down a little bit faster. So now the threat of Glycer will be easier to deal with, but now I need to get my Resto Chesto at some point activated. And it's gonna be pretty bad if he's able to get the momentum going on, which is going to be the case that he can. So how do I want to deal with this Rillaboom now that he would be... I gain some recover, which is nice for me. But so will he. Again, he knows that I have Noivern, so I really feel ballsy just stay in, go for the Resto Chesto, but I won't gain enough health, so I might just swap anyways. And if the Glycer comes in, I have to just Rustall it at this point, because it's gonna be on a timer if it were to come in. But let's see. Let's see what he does. He does go for the U-turn, so solid play by him, but now that I got that Glycer on a timer, I can... he got a grid. That shouldn't matter. But now that the Glycer is on a timer, I can Rustall it. So I can wear it down to the point that their Slash can kill it. So it's not actually that big. The Toxic actually is pretty nice. Or if he were a Wacomberry. If he wasn't a Wacomberry, then it was a joke. But I don't know which one it is. But based on the way that he just stayed in like that, I would think that it's Wacomberry. But I don't know for sure. I have to see this from his side, that what made him think like that. And it's kind of surprising he didn't bring something like Rhydon or Raichu as an electric immunity to deter me to click electric type moves. So like, I could have easily gone for something like Volt Switch and weakened that Glycer, but let's see what he does from here on out. He does go into the Triple. Okay. So this thing obviously can be very scary right now to deal with. How do I want to deal with you? Because you're gonna Calm Mind. I have to go hard on Diggersby. I hope that the Knocko will do enough. This can get very bad now because this Aurora is actually not healthy enough for it. Yeah, he does go for the Calm Mind. He does go for the Calm Mind. This is where I was hoping that I would have had Ice Punch instead, and in hindsight I should have. But let's see, let's just go for the Knockoff. If he has Strength Sap, this is gonna be really annoying, but hopefully this is gonna be doing still a good amount of damage. But we'll see. Like, he's gonna be faster than me. Yeah, he does go for the Air Cutter first. He's gonna deal a lot of damage. Jesus Christ, I might get swept by Triple at this point. Yeah, that did a good amount of damage to me. That did a good amount of damage to me. Now, do I want him to Strength Sap this necessary? Or do I try to go into something else? He's gonna gain decent chunk from this. I think I'll go into Slowbro. If I can gain this thing's health back just a little bit, maybe I can make something happen. But this might be a situation where Ultraplayer might be able to sweep me with this thing, which, granted, is a great breath from his side. Like, I wasn't well enough prepared for this Triple. Okay, didn't gain too much health. He didn't gain too much health from that, so... How do I want to play this one out? This Shadow Ball will pick me off. And I kind of lose... What do I lose to if I lose to this? I lose to the Hawlucha if I lose this, so... Maybe I have to go into the Diggersby, buy my time buy my time and then decide that who I let go down. But I cannot let the Slowbro go down. But this is a very likely chance that I lose to this thing. How do I want to get around this? Sentinel Scrolls might be my best play if I get the proper hit off, but even that's still a lot of luck involved. I have to go for the knockoff. Maybe he misses. That's like literally my best chance, but he won't miss it. So this might be a chance that he's get to get a 5-4 win. Honestly, this might be a thing that I lose to. Unless my Zero Aura lives a +1 hit. Let me check this real quick, as I have time. Thrift Blim, Calm Mind versus my Zero Aura. Yeah, that does way too much damage. That's where that damage is really costing me. So I have to bank on luck. But I think this is good game to Ultraplayer. It's gonna be unfortunate that after 2 weeks we're gonna get 5-0'd. Or is it a 6-0 actually at this point? It might be a 6-0. If he 6-0s, you know what? It's good karma for his side. He does decide to go for the Calm Mind, so he's basically just going for the game. Have I been able to kill anything? This might be a 6-0. Funnily enough. This might be a 6-0, but let's see what we get off from this. We do get a knockover, which is not the most ideal one here. And we go for another one. Yeah, I slept on this strip plane way too much. If I'm being completely, like, it's quite obvious at this point. So I have to, if I happen to play him again, I have to really watch out for this. But Ultraplayer clearly came in with a very solid game plan to win this. And he's probably gonna win this battle, but I have to play, like, I have to be obviously a lot more prepared to win the war, which is in playoffs. Like, if I get 6-0'd, I'm honestly not too upset. I'm happy for Ultraplayer that he's able to beat me, and this probably is pretty high for him, because I think he's streaming this as well, as he tends to do. So he's probably taking this all in that he can finally do this, and I get a resto, which is really bad. Yeah, this probably is a 6-0 now looking at it, so kudos on him. I'll go for the Fire Lash. He does go for the Shadow Ball. It's gonna be guaranteed 2-shotty, so he's not risking a miss. In that sense. And I get a Fire Lash off, but it won't be doing anything, because this thing is very bulky. So, like, at this point, I could do the Poki AMD and just run away from this battle, or like, some people would just call out this game and know that it's gonna be over. But I'll let him have the kills. It's been a long time coming that he is able to beat me, and what a way to beat me than getting a 6-0. So really, if I would wear a hat tip, I would tip my hat to Ultraplayer, and I'm not gonna be upset on this 6-0 loss. It's gonna hurt my differential, but going ahead of this is gonna not end my season. Like, I'll just prepare obviously a lot better for the following battles. And just make sure that I get into playoffs. You know, if I play Ultraplayer, he's not gonna beat me. I'll just make sure that won't happen. But kudos on him. Again, I'm not gonna be super salty about this. Like, it was my mistake. Really where this was allowed to be happen was at the point that Zero Aura got weakened. I should have kept the Zero Aura just a little bit healthier. So I could have tried to go for the Toxic or the auto move in itself. But make sure to check out Ultraplayer's side. He's a very he has a solid way to be creative with the way he does his uploads on YouTube. Like his draft analysis, he had a pretty cool idea that he uploaded a live draft commentary in a sense while he was doing his picks, so you got to see his commentary. But good game on him. Also, but yeah, I was just talking. Sorry that I probably cut out that moment when I was a little bit more quiet. I was just talking with Ultraplayer as he's live reacting. He finally got a win over him, over me. So congratulations on him. And until we'll come back for week 6 battle, which who was it week 6 battle with? I can check it right now. No, I remember. It's versus Dr. Slacking, who we played in semifinals in last season, and he has also full single strike. So that's pretty terrifying. And yeah, thank you all for watching. For those that probably enjoy seeing me finally getting 6-0'd on YouTube, well, you got to see it. I don't really mind too much. Like, I have 3 weeks to go, we go into the playoffs, and that's where the really things matter. But yet again, thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.